What's up, Trainiacs? Lionel Sanders winning an indoor triathlon wearing nothing but a Speedo, Gwen Jorgensen running for her life, and apparently professional triathlon teams is now a thing. Let's try doing some triathlon news today. Let's start by getting this off, but there is so much going on in the world of triathlon that's interesting, even now, still in the middle of winter, that I figure, why not try doing a Triathlon News Tuesday? Triathlon News Day. Now, as always happens in the world of triathlon, let's lead it off with Ironman, and the first race really to happen with Ironman as they expand into South Asia happened this weekend in Ironman 70.3 Colombo. There wasn't a pro race in this, but the men's race was won in a blistering time of 4:06:06 by Olivier Godart, who last year actually just finished barely off the podium in Kona. So he's a phenomenal age group athlete. He spent the last 15 years in Dubai and decided over the last bunch of years, you know what, just woke up one day and said, I'm gonna do a triathlon. Turns out that's a very good way to get fast. On the women's side, Ling Chu from Singapore won the women's race in 4:43. Now, Ling Chu is a four-time Kona finisher, and she actually had a near-fatal bike crash back in 2009. She's got a bunch of titanium pins and bolts in her leg, keeping her together, so apparently titanium makes you even faster than an orange kickboard. And she seems like fun. Also, recently, Gwen Jorgensen has started a YouTube channel documenting her pursuit of the goal of getting Olympic gold in the next Olympics in 2020, and she's done this with the help of new buddy of mine, Talbot Cox. Funny story about this. Talbot messaged me a couple of weeks ago and he said, dude, I just spent the last week with Gwen and her hubby Pat and their new kid Stanley, and I think that she can do it. And I was like, oh man, really? I did a video on her saying that I didn't think she has the guns for it. And he responded with, yeah, they saw that video. They hate me now. Hopefully not, because I like your YouTube channel. Over the last couple of weeks, Lionel Sanders has been doing really well in like made-up races all over the place. A couple of weeks ago, he actually won the Indoor Ontario Triathlon Championship, which is a really neat format. There aren't distances, there's times. So it was a 15-minute swim, a 15-minute bike, and a 15-minute run. And in those, he had some of the fastest swim times that he's ever done. He swam 1,525 meters in 15 minutes. See, really freaking fast. He put out 419 average watts over the course of 15 minutes on the bike, and then he went into the run and wearing nothing but a Speedo, which I totally approve of. He basically ran a 15-minute 5K. That is crazy fast. And then just this past weekend, Zwift had their national championships all around the world. Of course, Lionel went into it and placed 4th in Canada in what seemed like an absolute bloodbath of watts. Of course, Lionel Sanders does well in indoor tri-championships and on Zwift. He would be my pick. A couple of new things coming out of USAT, the USA Triathlon Organization. Compression gear sponsor 2XU has confirmed that they have signed on again, and they are going to be the official bike gear sponsor of USAT. And this was kind of announced when I was at the Triathlon Business International Conference a couple of weeks ago, that mytimetotry.com is now live and provides fantastic resource. Frankly, it's good competition for me, of video content to help triathletes out. So you should check that out. And the Major League Triathlon Series announced their pro teams. I had no idea that this even existed. There are 8 pro teams, and they will race in a series of races in the Major League Triathlon Series, and those races are Atlantic City, Avon, Colorado, Tempe, big fan Tempe, and Charlotte, North Carolina. Now this is a really cool idea. They've got athletes like Ben Canute coming in for the Carolina Gliders. That sounds tough. Fellow emerging YouTube sensation Eric Lagerstrom is playing for the San Diego Stingrays, and fellow Canadian Paula Findlay is stepping it up for the Colorado Peaks. I'm personally a fan of the Toronto Freeze. They get points for accuracy on that name. What I'd also like to do in these Newsday Tuesdays is share a story from the Trainiac community, because this is more about you than it is me. I kind of just lead the charge of sharing my triathlon journey, but a bigger thing is that all of you are going through an equally awesome triathlon journey. So I want to share that, and I think that this is a good forum to do it. So let's talk about my man Stephen Bell. I'm going to read you an email that we got, and this is like, I've cried twice reading this. Let's go back to the start of 2016. I was 155 kilograms. I struggled with weight all my life. Our oldest has just started school about 750 meters away from where we lived. This day, I walked him to school and I needed to sit down at the school to rest after walking just the 750 meters. Then after walking home, I needed to even sit down again. I went in to see my regular doctor for my 6-month checkup, and he said that I needed to increase my blood pressure tablet strength again for the 4th time in just 3 years. After chatting with my doctor about what I had been doing, Weight Watchers, low sugar diets, ready-made meals, etc., we decided that we were running out of options. I just turned 40 and I was not sure that I would make 50. My doctor recommended that I investigate weight loss surgery, and I ended up having it in June 2016. My goal weight with the surgery was to get to 110 kilograms, but my personal goal was to get into triathlon. And in July 2016, while recovering, I found your YouTube channel. See, this is where I get all emotional, you guys. I was so excited to find somewhere that I could watch and develop my knowledge about this amazing sport. I started watching your weekly videos, and then even watching some of the old A-Race videos. Geez, some of them were rough. They were really bad, Steve. I started slowly walking around the block, jogging from one house to the next, and then gradually a little bit more running. Then started doing a little bit of swimming and cycling. In December 2016, after I'd lost 50 kilograms, I did my first sprint training session. It was also the 6-month anniversary of my surgery. And in January 2017, I did my first sprint race. That race was an You guys. I'm now 2 races down for the 2017 and 28 season. 2 sprint races, and guess what? I've now completed one of my season goals, 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 45 seconds for the sprint. I also achieved something that I never thought was possible in that race. I got a podium finish in my age group. I will not tell you how many there was in my age group, but I will just say it was less than 4. I also, this is where you get me. This is where you get me, Steve! Damn it, Steve! I also had my first DNF last weekend when I smashed up my back derailleur. So it was not all rosy when it did happen, but the thing that went through my head was, what would Taren and Coach Pat say to me now? They would say, just go out and do the run twice. So that's what I did. I've now gone on to drop 62 kilograms. I've gone from wearing 5XL to size medium shirts. Some who don't know me would say that it's because of the surgery, but after seeing my surgeon last week, I'm achieving things that even he did not expect. As I said earlier, he was expecting me to get to 110 kilograms, while I'm another 17 below that, and I'm down to 93 kilograms. God, you see? When I say that you guys motivate me, I am not kidding here. Steve, thank you very much for sharing that. Please, if any of you all want to see more sobbing Taren, send me a message at Taren@triathlontaren.com with your triathlon story. It doesn't have to be about how I've changed it or our podcasts have changed your triathlon story, but I want to hear about your triathlon stories. The stories that you would see on Ironman once a year, that's what originally got me into this sport, and we need to share more of that every single week. So let's do it on Triathlon Newsday Tuesday. This coming week, just tomorrow, hours from now, Mel and I are going to be heading to Clearmont, Florida to do a bunch of coverage from Jesse Kropelnicki's QT2 Pro Triathlon team, so follow along. We're going to be vlogging it up. Thank you for watching this very first Newsday Tuesday, and if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button below, and if you are subscribed, obviously, this is a very new format, and might just be the first and only Newsday Tuesday, but if you like it, hit that like button and comment below with what you think about it. I'm not crying, you're crying.